Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers and Ask Luke. The question was put today: if we put the boys of '86 versus the current team, we'll call them the boys of '21, which if they go on to get Champions League football, would be one of our best seasons ever. Which team would win? Now, the person who sent the question said the boys of '85, '86. I have to admit, okay, so I was born in 1985, so I don't know much about that season as an experience, what it was like to be in the moment. Obviously, people like my dad and a lot of people of that generation, people that are in their 50s and their 60s, to them, that is the pinnacle of greatness of what West Ham have achieved. And obviously, people before that, it's the 60s. Then you could ask the question, which would the team, the 1964 West Ham team, beat the 1986 team? There's loads of connotations that can come from this question. So I had to do some research. Obviously, I've seen all the DVDs and all the documentaries, Canning Town Lens stuff, and it's clear that team was, something really, really special, and come very, very close to winning the league title that year. There's some, when we had the discussion about legends and icons, there are some absolute icons in that team. Phil Parkes, Tony Cottee, Frank McAvenny and Tony Cottee together both scored over 25 goals. That's, over 50 goals between them. West Ham are never going to have a strike partnership like that again. And many teams in the Premier League don't have partnerships like that, let alone West Ham. Then you've got the phenomenal defenders of Alvin Martin, Tony Gow, Ray Stewart scoring 10 goals that season, for a defender. Obviously, he was a penalty taker, but still, you have to put them in. You've got my dad's favourite player, Alan Devonshire, in there, arguably one of the most skillful players to ever play for West Ham. And just a fantastic, fantastic team. And allowed West Ham fans to dream of that generation, to dream of, league titles and what ifs, and again, it's back to that same thing of we didn't rebuild from there. That's all I ever hear from, uncles and my dad, granddad in the past, that was an amazing season. But obviously, we didn't go on and go, let's go and do that again. Let's try and do that again. This team, comparing it to this team, yeah, we've got some heroes out there. We really have. That there's been some heroes, and that they could go on and have a real sort of legacy, if they were to get us in the Champions League. And that the Sue Fowles for $5 million has just been ridiculous. $5 million is absolute peanuts in today's football. You've got Ogbonna, who has been immense all year, obviously his injury, and then in comes Mr. Craig Maldini Dawson, who has just been ridiculous. What is it, 8, 9 clean sheets now, 4 goals, highest scoring defender in the Premier League. Cresswell back to his best. You've got Rice and Souček that are arguably the best two in the middle, in the Premier League as a partnership. You've got Antonio, who constantly scores the goals. You've got Lingard that's come in and spiced up the magic. Ben Rama, Fernhouse, Bowen. There's loads of competition. There's loads of passion. So I can understand where that comparison comes from. But I think, not have seen the 1986 team live. I think the 1986 team would beat this team. I really do. It would be a very good match. Don't get me wrong. Tony Cottee and McAvenny would have to really have to have a go to break us down. But again, I'll tell you the thing that did come up is the pitches. The pitches in 1980 were like mud baths, and they still scored 50 goals. Alan Devonshire could still twine up 5 or 6 players and then slot it over to McAvenny or Cottee. So on today's modern pitches, the protection they would get in terms of the tackling and how the football is basically turned into a non-contact game, you've got to give it to the boys of '86. And one thing they do have at this moment, maybe it's a different conversation end of the season if we do finish 4th or higher, maybe, who knows, we might have this. I may redo this video at the end of the season. At the moment, the boys of '86 have done it. They've achieved it. They've achieved their greatest finish. are third. And if we finish fourth, we still haven't surpassed them, you know. And if you look at the league table, I may be wrong here, and I apologise for the older fans. I'm sure it was 3 or 4 points actually behind winning the league title. So we're not going to get that this year. So again, I think the boys of 85 and 86 win that. Let me know what you guys think. It's a great topic and a great question, and thank you for asking these questions. Keep them coming in. I love making these videos. Until next time, guys, come on your irons, keep believing. Let's go.